The day in the life of a studio musician. Well, you know, I don't know if people are watching this. No, but the music business is not having the greatest time. We're in a little bit of a slump. So the amount of records that are being made has been drastically reduced. The amount of even demo sessions that are using real musicians in the room at the same time has also taken a hit. So now we have this huge pool of musicians in Nashville, even more coming, 450 people coming every week. They're chase their dreams, and there's less work, so it's highly competitive. But anyways, if you're lucky to find yourself in a recording studio, what happens is my drums are maintained by a company called Express Cartage. So there's this warehouse, and they have all my drums. And John and I just did a year-end inventory, maintenance, head change, cleaning. We took pictures for insurance. We do that at the end or the beginning of each year to get ready for the year. And so I call the cartage company up and I say, hey, I'm doing a demo session for such and such publisher at such and such studio. We start at 10 a.m. I'd like to get drum sounds at 9. They mark it down. They load up my stuff. The box truck shows up. They unload. They set up my drums to my specs. They might even tweak them a little bit, get them sounding nice in the room. I show up right at 8:45, get a cup of coffee. I'm either seeing people familiar faces that I see all the time, an engineer that I'm familiar with, musicians that I'm familiar with. The only thing that may change is maybe the client. Maybe it's different songwriters I haven't met, or a different artist, maybe a different producer. Maybe I'm producing with my team. And then I start getting drum sounds, so I'm going through the drums, making sure that I can hear everything properly, and the engineer behind the glass is happy with the sounds he's getting. And this usually happens between 9 and 9:30, and then all the other musicians start to trickle in. They don't need to get there as early. And I try to be sensitive to that. As a drummer, you don't want to be whacking away at 9:45 a.m. when everybody else is trying to tune their steel guitar and everything. So it's almost a drummer's responsibility to get there first, out of consideration, get the sounds, then you can greet everybody as they come in. Then at 10 a.m. in Nashville, this is so unique. Between 10 and 1, sessions are set up between 10 and 1, 2 and 5, and 6 and 9. Those are union-blocked sessions. So the union mandates what a musician will make on a demo, a limited pressing record, a custom record, a low-budget master record, a master, a film date, a film soundtrack date, a radio jingle. They all have their own suggested minimum payments. And what's great about signing the card for the union, for those that I recommend being a member of the union, is say I record a song for a artist, they put it out and they're selling it at their shows, okay? I've been paid once. As a session musician, I'm never paid again. So the artist pays to cover the cost of getting my drums there and covering my time, whatever that rate is, and then he never has to pay me again. He can sell his product. But if that product gets picked up by a Chinese production company to be the theme song of some new Jackie Chan action movie, then the union has paperwork and they go, you have to pay Rich again. You have to pay all the musicians on the floor again. So that's what's great about being a member of the union. It's not so Wild West. You're not out on your own. There's actually some pretty ladies that are sitting in an office that are checking on things. They're checking the World Wide Web. They're very informed about where that song is going to end up. And I can go into the office and I can say, hey, that song, I just heard it being used as a theme song for an NFL thing, or I just heard it as a trailer for a new movie, and they go, oh, really? And then they can track my money down for me. So it's a good thing. Anyways, then the musicians come in, we talk what the goals are of the artist, and a couple things happen. We either take our time and record one song over the course of 3 hours, which is a luxury, or we're in full demo mode, which means we get 30 minutes a song, and we're trying to get at least 5 songs in 3 hours. So the skill set of a musician has to be unparalleled in the sense that you have to have a strong instinct of what to play on a song, and you have to have the ability to execute it very quickly and not sound like a robot, but sound emotional and sound human and be a good musician, and get it all done in a professional manner and deal with musicians, be able to take direction from the other musicians, from the artist, work with the engineer to get the best sounds on that project. And in Nashville, we do it faster than any. This is a unique city in this sense that the expectation for your skill set is at a high level. Whereas it is, and in Los Angeles too. The last time I did a recording session in Los Angeles, we took 5 hours to get drum sounds. And that's cool because the artist had the budget, like, pull up that snare drum. Let's hear what that sounds like in the room. Pull up that snare drum. Okay, I like that one, put that in the good pile. And there was a bigger budget, we had time, and we did that. But in most thing in Nashville, everybody is so good. The rooms are great. The engineers are great. People that are doing the recording work have great tones. They play great tones. They own great instruments, and you just do it. And we don't overthink it, you know. So yeah, that's kind of the day in the life. Now you can also back in the golden age, this still does happen, where you are doing a 10 at one session, a 1 p.m. session at another studio, and then a 6 p.m. session at another studio. What I have found these days is that people are, for drummers, are getting house kits. They're getting house drum sets that they pay somebody to come and maintain. So there's less gear to bring, less turnover time. And when I do sessions, I will plant. In other words, I will just bring one drum set and I'm kind of there the whole day working on a project, especially when we work with our production company, New Voice Entertainment. We work with artists like Thompson Square and Parmalee and Lindsay L. and David Fanning. We'll just plant for maybe, say, 3 days in a row and just take our time and be more creative. Of course, we get less done and it cuts into our budgets, but we're really conscious of reinventing the wheel and trying to make really outstanding music. And sometimes it takes longer than 3 hours to do that. So the life of a studio musician, yeah, you get your studio tan, you drink a lot of coffee, and I just recommend watching out for the bagels. You know, can't have a bagel twice a day, every day.